All right. What is going on, guys? We need to get real. I need to get real with myself. I need to get real about this trading thing, and I'm just fucking up. I'm not following my rules. I am feeling better than ever about my trading, and so I think that's giving me the confidence to not follow my rules. And I'm making stupid mistakes and having dumb losses. It's messing up my win percentage, my stats, which don't count for too much, but also I do think that those are like pretty valuable. And it's messing up my P&L at the end of the day. So let's look at the charts for today. I guess I hadn't even checked in for a few days, but I had two pretty max loss days. FOMC, I think I took multiple trades that day. Probably shouldn't have. Lost the day after FOMC. I had two $200 losers, and then like one $50 loser at the end of the day. So not ideal. I was basically back to break even today, and today was a green day. But let's look at the charts. Kind of go over kind of like the macro stuff that I was looking at, and some things that I can carry into the rest of my trading because I did play today good, and so yeah, let's just hop over to those charts real fast, and we'll go over. I'm just gonna leave everything on my charts for now. It's kind of a lot, but go over what we were looking at for pre-market on the higher time frames. Biggest thing that was standing out to me was these relative equal lows that we put on Nasdaq on yesterday, Thursday. So Thursday morning we had swept down here and we didn't grab these lows, and that kind of threw me off on the trading day all day Thursday, and that's why I had two max losers, was because I was trying to short to those lows thinking that we were for sure going to take those out. Crazy manipulation. We literally just went up all day. It made no sense to me. I never hopped on the trend, so that was a fault on my own. I should have just been doing what the charts were telling me, and what price action was really reacting to. So that was big loser for Thursday. This huge move up. It was super odd. It was manipulated. Today we did not take out these data highs from Wednesday. On NASDAQ, we did sweep them out on ES. That's an SMT. So I just kind of, what I'm getting good at is just throwing these signs and these notes on my chart. So even though I'm not reacting off that SMT because it happened in after hours, I want to just put that on my chart just to kind of leave myself a hint that if we start trending downwards, then maybe this SMT is playing out and these lows down here are going to get taken out. We also had equal lows on ES that we left from Thursday, which fucking made no sense to me. So anyways, we had that trend up. We had a pretty big gap from yesterday going into this morning that we left, so I kind of had those draws on liquidity as a move up, bump down to a lower time frame. See what this is telling us. So yeah, market open. We had these 1 hours right above these London highs. Kind of seemed like it was an option. And also with these lows not getting swept the day before, I was kind of under the impression that we were just going to trend up today and we weren't really going to touch these lows because they might have been protected. But what I did do good today was I did not let my bias swing what I was kind of watching. So again, had these lunch lows on my chart, had these relative equal lows on the lower time frames on my chart, and these are all just hints and cues that I'm starting to pick up on, even if it's from previous day charts, even from a previous few days, that in the future they kind of start putting the whole piece of the puzzle together. And so I think that's pretty huge for my trading, and I'm starting to get pretty in sync with it. So anyways, right off market open, we broke this 5 minute, and I am pretty sure that we ended up respecting it. I did not take this aggressive entry. There was a pretty good entry around 6:45 or 7, I'm assuming. I did not end up taking it because I kind of wanted a more optimal fill. Right off market rip, we kind of had that retrace up. I didn't take any shorts here. I didn't really like these highs. above this inversion. Kind of felt like we might go wick those out first before price was really going to, if we were going to make a big move down. Didn't really make sense to me, but in hindsight, we like did build up all this low resistance liquidity. I actually think this is what I was aiming for. So this wick right here at 630, exactly on the dot, took out all this liquidity. And that kind of made me hesitant to go short because we had just taken out all of the super easy targets. We ended up bouncing off that, kind of faking people out to the upside, reversing. We ended up getting this. We went down, took out those relative equal lows. That was on the lower time frame. We had this 5-minute fair value gap. I'm going to delete that because I think it was just another thing to throw on my chart for some confluence. We ended up bouncing off this kind of key point that I had marked out that price respected twice before, and we are getting close to these Asia lows from a few days ago that were also the super tight relative equal lows on the higher time frames. And so about here, I knew that this was going to be a super obvious target, and so I was going to take aggressive entries. Obviously, there was a fair value gap right here on the 1 minute. There's a fair value gap up here, and then there's another fair value gap even higher on that 5-minute that I just deleted. So those are all points in which price could reject, and I wasn't really going to marry any position. It was simply going to be if I got a lower time frame inversion, I was going to take it with a tight stop loss and manage my position to see if we could get it for the runner. So on this 1 minute, we ended up getting that 1 minute fair value gap. We got that 1 minute fair value gap. Ended up breaking it right there. I entered right where the green is. My stop loss was above this local high, and as you can see, price kind of wicked up, didn't stop me out, and just went right in my favor pretty quickly. Super easy play. I think it was like $380, which was really solid. Yeah, it was just a clean play. It wasn't a lot of ticks, but I was able to manage my positions where my max loser was going to be $200, $250, and it was still a 2.7R short position. So that was super solid. Price gave another opportunity here pretty soon. I think we ended up like retracing back into this 5-minute fair value gap and kind of building up this low resistance liquidity right here, which is just textbook LR going up, and see if you get some kind of manipulation. I wasn't really paying too much attention, but I might have been on a higher time frame actually. Let's see. So yeah, we ended up, there's these 4-hour lows that I had marked out on my chart. We ended up taking those out too on the next draw. And as you can see right here, we took out those equal lows, built some low resistance liquidity coming up straight into this fair value gap. You could have found a inverse on the lower time frames. Entry would have been right there, targeted these 4-hour lows. It was just another pretty textbook play. I was working at that point, so I didn't even look at those charts. But overall, yeah, it was easy. And when it's easy, it's so fucking easy. So I just need to be more solid. I ended up getting back into a trade around like 11 a.m., which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why. We ended up making another set of equal lows down here. And so price is going to take those out eventually. And I was cautious on entry, which was at least a positive. I was really waiting for this fair value gap to break because we had this fair value gap lower. So I wanted to see some kind of strength. There wasn't really a V shape coming right out of here. Wasn't super strong. And so I noted that, and I was pretty happy about my position there. Almost got stopped out, and I was in chop for probably an hour or two, so I ended up just taking TP at this break of this local low, which was good because price didn't even end up going all the way down to those relative equal lows. So just another thing to note, as you can see, it made those relative equal lows, and that's why I think so many people preach to trade at market open for the only first 2 hours of AM session, because once you get into the later hours of the day, these obvious draws in liquidity don't always get taken out because I think that the market makers are leaving some type of manipulation for the next sessions or for the next day, or for, something down the road. I think that's what makes sense about how Price left those other relative equal lows, these lows right here. Like, it was just a trick, essentially. Leave those lows. Everyone thinks that we're going to go take out those lows before we get a really big move up. We get a huge move up, damn near take out these highs, and then everyone's kind of flipping bullish, thinking that those lows are going to be protected because we just displaced so far from those lows all day long that it's kind of like on the back of your radar that we're going to go down there and sweep those again. So they just planted the seed right there, and then today they just tricked everyone again, reversed it. So a lot of just key things that I'm starting to note and pick up on, and I think it's crucial in my development as a trader. So let's go over to TradeZello real quick, and we'll just show those stats. They are looking horrendous. On the 50K funded account, we're up $282 now. I was up $800 earlier this week. Trade win percentage is only 42%. Just a bunch of small little trades that are ridiculous. And that's what my weekly stats look like. Wednesday, lost 312. Thursday, I lost 495. A little bit more than I remember. So yeah, we ended the week green. That's a positive. 2 green weeks in a row. And I just need to follow my rules. This morning was beautiful. I need to do that every single day. Get in, make 200, 300 bucks, get the fuck out, and move on to the next day. So I'm going to leave it there. I'll catch you guys next week. See you later.